Okay, I'm sitting in traffic on the way to my internship, and I would just like to talk about how much I miss Copenhagen. So, not only is it like, okay, I didn't have to drive anywhere. Oh, shit. But no one drives anywhere. I just finished my dentist appointment. My phone is slowly slipping. I got a grilled cheese after, which was lit. I ate it while I'm driving. They also had herbs at the doctor's office cafe, which is like literally, you couldn't ask for anything more than that. But anywhoosies, as I sit here in traffic, all I'm thinking about is how much I miss Copenhagen. Not only is like listening to music while I drive making me miss sitting on the metro with my AirPod Maxes on, just listening to my little playlist and my puffer and my scarf because it's so damn cold. Also, like, no one drove anywhere. No one drives. I didn't drive. I was in a car probably twice in Denmark. The first time was after I had to get stitches in my knee. I Ubered back to my apartment because I had to take the metro to the hospital, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. So I Ubered back. The only other time was after a ballet that I went to. My friend and I wanted to like get out and not have to walk all the way to the metro station, so we Ubered to Kongens Nytorv and then took the metro from there. So yeah, I was in a car literally twice in Copenhagen, and that was so lovely. Besides that, all my transportation was metro, bus here and there, walking, or bike. We know how my bike turned out. Not very well when I fell off and ended up smacked into a truck, left with a gnarly scar on my knee that I'm now having to treat. I just went to the dermatologist about, okay, wait, pause. They told me that my stitches would dissolve. Did they dissolve, you ask? No. It's like a month later and I'm sitting there and I'm like, huh, strangely haven't dissolved. Also, I happened to see like a TikTok or something. Maybe I looked it up on Google, and it was like, yeah, like black stitches dissolve and blue stitches don't. And I'm like, okay, that's bizarre because I have blue stitches, but they told me they were going to dissolve, but they're not dissolving. So that's when I knew something might have been up. And then, yeah, I went to my general practitioner, who was so chill. It was like, literally, if all doctors were like her, I would be like wanting to hang out with my doctor all the time. But yeah, she's like, yeah, these are not dissolving, and she chopped them out of me, and it was like so fun. She was like asking me what I'm up to in Denmark, and she was like sitting on the floor like chopping my stitches out of me. It was so fun. And she's like, I hope I don't see you again. And I was like, oh, that's sad. But it was like nice because you don't want to like get sick or hurt myself again while I'm in Denmark, which I didn't, thank God. Also, I biked to the doctor to get my stitches removed, and that was like the first time after my incident that I biked, but it was close because nothing was really close to my apartment, but this was like, I got a doctor that was close to my apartment, so I was like, perfect, like short bike ride that actually will take me somewhere, bike there, successful. And then I was like, great, I can get back on my bike, until I ended up on the fucking freeway. So that day I went out to like a brunch with this girl who I met on TikTok, actually. We lived in the same building, and we went to brunch. We were both like doing work, whatever. And then I was like, we biked there. I was like, I could go home, but I have to be in the like main city in like an hour to meet up with a group for a group project. So I was like, I shouldn't go home. I'll just bike there. Also, the place I was going is like pretty much not accessible by metro. So if I did metro there, I'd have to like still walk. So I'll just bike there. I biked there. Then after that, our like meeting took longer than I expected it to, and we had, for that class that we were meeting, we had like an urban seminar night that we had to go to. I'm sorry, I keep tapping my phone, but this is what happens. But an urban seminar night that was kind of far in Frederiksberg, but I looked and it was only a 20-minute bike ride. So I was like, okay, I might as well. That way, like, I don't have to worry about my bike. I don't have to like leave it somewhere, come back and get it, whatever. I just have it on me and I can go straight home after. And it's only 20 minutes. However, my biking is always way longer than what the navigation says, so yeah. But, oh, I forgot, on the way there, like, before I even ended up on the freeway, I was turning on this big intersection, like in the center of the city, and this guy was like coming straight and I was turning, and I don't think he saw me, and we just boom collided, and I went on the floor in the middle of the intersection, and everyone was like, oh my god, are you okay? But like in Danish, which I don't speak, and I was like, I'm good, got back on my bike, kept going. I was like, Jesus Christ, if I break my knee open again, I'm done. But thank God I was wearing my helmet. Yeah, this girl did not bike without her helmet. So anyways, I get like across the bridge, and all of a sudden, like, it's turning into very like car-centric infrastructure, which is bizarre because usually in Copenhagen when you're biking, it's like very bike friendly, like paths and bike lanes, bike lights, and all of a sudden there wasn't that. And my navigation's telling me to turn right. So I turn right. I listen to my navigation as one does. And all of a sudden, there's no bike path. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird, but fine. I'll just bike like close to the right side. So I'm biking. And all of a sudden, I realize there's like cars behind me in that right lane. And all of a sudden, the like lane starts going upward. And I'm on the fucking freeway. And I'm like, oh shit. So I start riding like in the shoulder. I'm like, this is, okay, first off, so damn embarrassing because anyone who's on the freeway right now is like, what the fuck is this bitch doing? Second, I lost my train of thought. I was terrified. What do I do? I'm like stranded on the freeway. I don't know where I am. And it's so funny because, so I had my phone like in a like thingy on my bike. So I had the navigation right in front of me. And I'm like, okay, well maybe like it is here, like maybe like I'll keep going, and all of a sudden the place will pop up because I was supposed to be like arriving, and this place was actually under the freeway, so I guess the right turn I made was the wrong right turn, and it was supposed to be before the freeway or something. But I'm like, maybe it'll pop up. I see myself slowly pass it where my navigation says it should be. I'm like, ah shit, I'm fucked. Wait, I need to switch lanes. Hold on, everyone. Sorry. So then I'm like on the freeway. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I'll see an exit. I'll get off. First exit, obviously, I get off. But like, I didn't know what to do. I was like trying to like turn around and go back. I'm like, no, that's a bad idea because all incoming traffic is coming this way. I call my boyfriend. First off, he doesn't answer, and he texts me and he's like, Avery, like, one of us is gonna get charged for this call because I have my international number. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I don't care, like, you have to pick up, I'm freaking out. And I like call him again. I'm like, I don't care, like, I'm on the freeway. I'm like crying. He's like, Avery, what? I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I get out. He's like, get off the freeway. I'm like, I'm going. I get off the freeway and I'm like back on like regular streets, and I had to take a moment. Oh lordy, that was so scary. Yeah, but anywho, then I made it to the place, and it was so embarrassing. I was like telling people I made it. I like rode on the freeway, and this class was like about transportation and urban studies and whatnot, and we had literally all biked as a class, so like everyone knew we were all biking, whatever. I'm like, homeless, and everyone's hearing that I ended up on the freeway, and they all already knew that I had fallen off my bike previously and had to get stitches. What was I even saying? Oh, moral of the story, everyone in Denmark either takes the metro, walks, or bikes. And I love that. I love not like having to get into a car, not having to deal with traffic. I was telling my mom the other day how it's like the great equalizer, because you have like students on their way to school, you have adults on their way to work, you have kids, like 10-year-old kids taking the metro by themselves, because why wouldn't they? Like, we talked about in that urban transportation class about how the ability for people to take the metro creates such a level of independence at a young age that we don't have in America, because if you don't drive, you're not going anywhere by yourself, because how are you going to get there? But like these 10-year-olds in Copenhagen can go wherever they want by themselves because they can take the metro, and it's safe. It's like so damn safe. Oh, and then you also have like moms with their babies and dads with their babies, because in Denmark everyone cares for the babies, not just the moms. And they were the cutest babies. When I first got there, it was like dead of winter, January, and so they dressed their babies in snowsuits. It's the cutest thing. They're like head to toe, all that shows is their heads, And then sometimes, like, even classes, like, young kids would go on the metro, like, with their teacher, like, with their daycare group, and the little kids would, like, sit in the doorways of the metro, and, like, they'd all be in their little snowsuits, and it was so cute, and they're all so, like, pink cheeks, cutest babies. I need to get over again. The annoying thing about this drive is every time I have to get over, oh my god, every time I get over, then it's because the freeway, like, switches, and then it sets me back into the right lane, and then I have to get over again because the freeway switches. It's like over and over, and on the way back it's the same thing. See, if I was in Denmark, I could walk across the street from my apartment, hop on the MT line, and in a matter of 15 minutes, maybe switch a metro, but that literally requires, like, walking for a minute, switch to another metro, and all of a sudden, I'm at my class. None of this switching lane. Oh, fuck, I really need to get over it. I've been dilly-dallying. So that's my story for today, that I just miss Denmark. I think about different locations and, like, what my life was like there, and how I just started to know the city so well, and I just get sad because it was my home for 4 months, and I don't know when I'm going back, but I'm definitely going back because that is, like, literally my second home. But yeah, it's like I think about these locations and how I know this city, and it's like so cool having such a deep connection and deep knowledge of a place that's not my home, because, well, now I have a really deep knowledge of Berkeley and the Bay Area, but that's still in California. Like, my two places my whole life have been LA and now Berkeley, Bay Area. But now I, like, have this knowledge of a place in Europe, which also, it's like a small country. Like, not many people are going to Denmark. You know, like, so many people go and study abroad in Spain, Italy, whatever, which is great. But to have this, like, special country that not many Americans have this close tie to is so awesome. And I love it. And I want to learn more Danish, because when I go back, I want to be, like, yapping away in Danish. Like, tak, hi, yeah, jeg vil gerne have en ismattemilk harmilk. That's for Grace, she knows. I just love it there, and I really haven't been able to stop thinking about it since I left. And then I do think back, like, there were hard days. There were definitely hard days. I lived alone. It could be antisocial at times. There were days when, like, Saturdays when I had nothing to do, and I woke up and I was like, I feel like I'm wasting away the day. I feel like I'm wasting away my study abroad experience, but I literally have no drive to do anything right now. And I would kind of drive myself crazy and be like, should I be doing something? Should I be going somewhere? Am I wasting my day? But ultimately, when I look back at it, like, I don't think of any of those days or any of those moments. And that reminds me that when I do have those moments, it's fine. Like, I'm allowed to bed raw. I'm allowed to chill for a day. Like, I don't have to be doing something 24/7, and that doesn't make my experience any less valid. Like, I'm still in Denmark. I'm still, like, exploring a new country, living in a new city, and I don't think back to, like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. My biggest fear was that I would leave Denmark with regrets of, like, didn't do this, didn't do that, like, I should have done this. I have no regrets. I feel like I explored that city to the max. Even when I explored alone sometimes, like, that's totally fine. I got comfortable being alone, and I didn't realize that was one of my goals of study abroad, but I came out of it with it being like, all right, I maybe the middle point, I was like, I want to be more comfortable being alone, because it is hard living by myself. Then it's like, okay, who can I hang out with today? It's like, why do I need to hang out with someone? If I want to go to some place, I'll go there alone. It doesn't matter. And I got way more comfortable with that. I went on this biking journey to this town, like, south of the airport, and I lived right north of the airport. Went all by myself, had a nice day, got my, like, last smørrebrød, and just, like, explored. And it was so nice. And it was one of my favorite days in Copenhagen, all by myself. Anywho, that's enough yapping for now, because I'll be there in 13 minutes. I'm gonna, like, sip on my yerb, get myself some energy. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.